Good morning. Today is the 20th of February, and like I posted in my short yesterday, which was the first day of our fourth week of the Pantry Challenge here in our home, I was down with a migraine, so I didn't do any filming yesterday. I was in bed basically all day. So this morning for breakfast, I made the kids an omelet with some leftover sausage crackling and some leftover shredded meat that I had. And then I'm actually just gonna do myself a cup of broth this morning, make it easy on my stomach, recovering after not having eaten anything yesterday. And so that's what we're doing this morning for breakfast. Still trying to bounce back from being down. So I totally forgot to film the omelet that I made. Our kitchen is a mess. I'm gonna have to get going on that and get caught up on some office work today, hopefully, because my sister's here to help with the kids. So interesting way to start out the new week of the Pantry Challenge. Hopefully things will smooth out as the week progresses. Alright, so today for lunch we had some leftover vegetable soup as well as some cheesy buttered bread to go with this on the side. Alright, so for tonight I need something just simple. Nathan, he's teething his canines and he's miserable. I'm tired, it's been a long day. We've had some stuff come up, so I'm gonna find just a simple dinner. I'm gonna oven bake some pork chops. I'm gonna take a sweet potato, butternut squash, and I'm gonna take one of our trombonzino squash. And I'm gonna do just a whole sheet tray of the different gourds chunked into bite-sized chunks and roast those for a while. You guys an update on our trombonzino. This is one of the two that I put in the pantry, and this one started doing some funky stuff, so I'm not sure if we got like some fruit flies that burrowed into it or what, but I'm going to cut into that and see what that looks like. But overall, I mean, down through here this has kept really well. This was just an experiment I wanted to try, just keeping that in the pantry, no cellar storage or special storage, air conditioning or anything like that, just what it would do with the fluctuations in the house temperature. And so we've made it to February, almost to the end of February. So I feel like that's a pretty good shelf life for nothing special for that kind of gourd. So I'm pretty pleased with it. But I'm gonna get these guys chopped up and get them roasted in the oven, get the pork chops in the oven here after a while, and just make a super simple dinner. I'm gonna make some green beans too, because I have a couple kids who aren't huge on this kind of gourd stuff. So the green beans will help fill their bellies as well. All right, so for dinner tonight, we've got oven baked pork chops. They're kind of funny because I didn't lay them flat. I just threw them in a pan because honestly I was tired, but they're up to temp. They're cooked. We're good. I had a tray full of a trio of root vegetables that included a sweet potato that I had, half of a butternut squash, and a little bit of a trombonzino. And then I threw in there also some green beans from the garden. So that's what's for dinner tonight, and I'm thankful that we can have a healthy and quick, simple meal on this Tuesday night. All right, good morning. You good? Are you hungry this morning? All right, good morning. Today is February 21st. And this morning for breakfast, we pulled out of the freezer and put together some more pumpkin pancakes. I actually found a different recipe that didn't require quite so many egg whites. And so we were able to use 3 duck eggs, just a little under 3 cups of pumpkin puree. We also used a little bit of the whey to substitute for some of the milk. And so we are utilizing a lot of our freezer and some of our excess fridge things that we have. This is also an oat-based recipe, which is cool because then we're not using our flour, and we're utilizing some of those oats that we have for this season where our kids aren't quite into oatmeal like maybe we had planned. So that's what we're having for breakfast. We'll see you guys at lunch. And, oh, trippy. All right, and so I don't forget to film at lunchtime. We're going to have some leftover chicken noodle soup that was in the freezer. And I'm going to thin it out with a little bit of this last bit of turkey broth for lunch today. And we made a huge batch of pancakes. I wanted to go ahead and just use up all the puree we had. And this is what they're going to munch on if they get hungry before dinner. All right, so it is early afternoon and I am starting to prep for supper. It's about 3 o'clock or so. And we are gonna have some ribs tonight for dinner. I've got 2 pans. Get ready to throw those in. All right, so I ran out to the greenhouse. I'm gonna start some seeds tonight, hopefully, depending on how everything goes. Specifically some onion seeds. I'm gonna try them from seed this year instead of sets. But I stopped and looked in my greenhouse and in my little high tunnel, and I've got a little bit of kale and some rosemary and parsley. So I think I'm gonna do like a creamy pasta. There's a little bit of greens and herbs to go with our ribs tonight. Sounds so good. So I'm gonna head in the house and get that put away and ready for dinner. All right, so I got in the house, started looking through stuff. I think I'm gonna switch it up. We are gonna do pasta, but I'm gonna do like a carbonara. I've got a little bit of this Romano cheese instead of Parmesan cheese. I need to use that. We've got eggs, we've got cream, we've got garlic, we've got bacon. So I think we're gonna make like a carbonara, but then throw the greens in as well. And then that way there's greens, there's vegetables in our meal, but I don't have to make a vegetable. So that's what we're working on for supper, and we'll get that going now. Messy house. We'll get it cleaned up eventually. Ah. All right, so dinner is ready with rack of ribs and homestead carbonara. How's that? Like homestead edition carbonara, something. It's got some greens in it and bacon and quite tasty looking. So that's how we're gonna close out tonight, and we'll see you at breakfast. Good morning. So this morning on the Pantry Challenge, it is February 22nd. I have a calendar over there. You ever wonder why I'm looking over there? It's because I'm trying to read the calendar. Anyway, so this morning for breakfast, we are combining both fresh and freezer, and pulled out some more frozen strawberries I found, as well as some duck egg and some fresh chicken egg because our ladies are laying lovely. And so this morning Tim made Dutch babies with strawberry sauce for our breakfast. So that's what we're doing today for breakfast.
On the Pantry Challenge.
On the Pantry Challenge.
What do Dutch babies do about the Pantry Challenge?
Huh?
What do you think Dutch babies do in the Pantry Challenge?
What?
I think that is just a good way to use up eggs and flour.
Oh, okay. All right, so for lunch today for myself, I'm gonna have some leftover vegetable soup, and I'm toasting me up some garlic cheesy bread for the side to go with it. Tim doesn't normally eat lunch, and the kids are actually at Granny Gramps today. And so I'm gonna heat this up real fast while I'm cleaning the kitchen and doing some other odds and ends around the house while they're enjoying their day with Granny Gramps. So, quick lunch, take a break. Been moving some compost today. So, gonna eat and get back to it. Can I help you? Hello. All right, so we are still working through the Pantry Challenge, but we are getting to where I am very strongly learning things that I want to prep for next year so that I'll have plenty in the reserves. And one of those things is onions. And this year I want to try to start onions from seed instead of set to see if I can get some bigger bulbs. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those started. in the corner over here, you can see my little grow light is starting to be turned on. And the predominant reason I'm starting them here in the house is I'm also going to start some microgreens. We talked at the beginning of the month about me maybe trying to do some microgreens. Our schedule has been crazy this month, so today is going to be the first day that I've gotten a chance to actually get those prepped. So 1, maybe 2 trays of microgreens, and then I'm actually going to start my onions in just like a flat tray like this. I saw a person that a mentor that I very much enjoy learning from. They just kind of scattered their onion seeds on this and got a bed of onion seeds in them very gently after they had sprouted and gotten a little bit bigger, separated them either into the ground or into other blocks. So I think I'm going to try that this year. Again, everything onion wise this year probably is going to be like new for me. I've always just planted onion sets, and so after doing some reading on onions and their natures, I do want to try to do them from seed this year to see if I have any success with them that way. So that's what I'm piddling with today, in between lunch and supper and amongst other things. But I wanted to pop on, show you kind of what I've started, what I'm getting ready to start, and then we'll see you for the next meal. Okay, I gotta show you because I'm happy and playing in the dirt makes me excited. All right, so here is my little temporary nursery. And the reason I have this set up here is a couple of fold. One, we are still in winter here. Our temperatures will probably drop sometime next week, or at least 1 or twice more before it actually starts to warm up. So our greenhouse is not completely sealed. The lights are doing funny things to my face. Our greenhouse is not completely sealed up yet, so I cannot keep a consistent temperature in there very well, especially to sprout seeds and for young seedlings. The other reason we're having issues this year is we used to set up a rack in either the laundry room or upstairs in our bathroom. Well, Nathan, who is our not quite 18-month-old yet, is into everything. And so putting a rack of seedlings in the laundry room is just not a good idea. And then where we have his bed in our bedroom, we moved our electric fireplace where his bed is now into our bathroom, where we used to have our seedling rack set up in the bathroom. So for now, we're working on finishing getting the hay out of the greenhouse, working on getting the materials to seal that up so we can eventually start the bulk of our seedlings out there. We do have a little bit of time. I know this is long, but we have a little bit of time because I'm not going to start most of my seedlings until after we get back from my sister's wedding. My sister's wedding is in South Carolina in mid-March. And so to make it easier for our farm sitter and house sitter while we are gone, I'm just starting a few seedlings, especially like with peppers, because those do take a very long time to germinate and prep and go. So I went ahead and started those in these cups because she can just like bottom water them. And that's gonna be super easy. And then the onions I'll have either moved into different containers or into inch boxes or something like that. And she's done those before. I'm just trying to minimize the amount of work that she's gonna have to do. And then the microgreens will be eaten by then. So all of that to say, I went ahead and put our peppers in these cups, mostly because where this is in like a high traffic area, I think the cups will bode better with our kids. And then like the inch blocks. And if you don't know what those are, they're like these 1x1 blocks of dirt. They don't have plastic on them. So I think these will just bode well and better for the kids where it's at. The second tray is my microgreens. I didn't seed these as heavily as I did last year. I don't actually have as many seeds as I thought. That one over there is cilantro. And then this one, the one you can kind of see the little white specks. This is just like a lettuce mix, green mix that I'm going to use this for tacos. And then this over here is 4 different kinds of onions that I've put down, lightly covered, and then got them damp as well so they can start to sprout. All right, good morning. Today is February 23rd. So this morning I am throwing together an omelet, and I'm going to utilize another little baggie of crackling that I pulled out as a meat filler, and then I'm going to throw some more cheese in this and have a very heavy protein day. Our chickens are just laying spectacularly right now. We're getting about 30 eggs a day. So we're going to utilize the eggs that we've got this morning, and omelets, because the kids like omelets over scrambled eggs. So that's what we're going with. All right, so for lunch today, we did up some chili with some of the cheese and then made some sourdough cheesy toast to go with it. All right, so we are getting ready. We're working on through some schoolwork time and just some free play time this afternoon. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on dinner. I was digging in the bottom of the freezer. We're getting so close to almost being like where the bottom is visible, which is kind of fun. It's also kind of gross. I realize I really need to clean it out. But anyway, I found some frozen buns, and so I'm gonna throw these in the oven and get these dehydrating along with some leftover sourdough bread from lunch. And I'm going to dehydrate these and make these into breadcrumbs to go with some chicken. We're gonna do some chicken parmesan and do that with a side of green beans. I thought about making meatloaf with these, but I realized we had chili for lunch, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit and do chicken since we just had deer meat for lunch with chili. So we're gonna get that started on dinner. All right, so for dinner tonight, we are heating up some green beans, and we are also prepping some chicken parmesan to go with it. So, all right, our first pan is out, and we're gonna start prepping plates.
Let's pray, okay? Can we pray? No, we're not gonna scream.
All right, and to cap off our meal tonight, DJ made us a cake with a chocolate glaze. All right, good morning. Today is the 24th of February in 2024. So this morning we are having eggs of choice with sausage, triangles, and cutie oranges. And Gran supplied the cute. Oh, I got poop on my face, or mud on my face, or something new. Anyway, Gran got the kids some cuties, so that's what we're having for breakfast. Okay, so if you guys have never done microgreens, you can see they're starting to sprout. Getting little white things on them. So the lettuces are starting to sprout. The cilantro takes a little bit longer. They've not quite busted open yet. But you keep them covered with this cardboard because the microgreens are actually able, they like the pressure. It helps them uniformly push up and seek through the sun just like it would through the dirt. So that's why I've got those cardboards down, and it'll eventually push it up and we'll take it off, and then they'll reach out towards the grow light. All right, good morning. It is the 25th of February. It is the last week for our pantry challenge here on J&D Homestead. This morning, well, today's the last day, and the next, yeah, never mind. This morning for breakfast, we are gonna have an omelet with some of the leftover sausage from yesterday. And I made a batch of yogurt last night, and Tim threw and stirred in some maple syrup. So some sweetened yogurt. Lots of tasty, yummy protein as we had church this morning. So that's what we're having for breakfast. Yesterday, I did not shoot a ton. We did breakfast, which I showed you guys, and then lunch, Tim and the kids ran to get some hay. To get us through this last final push. We still have some square bales, but we went ahead and we like to get 2 round bales towards the end of the winter. So we grabbed those last night, and so the kids they grabbed a snack while they were out. And then while they were out, I came down with another migraine. I haven't had 2 migraines in 1 month in probably 2 years now, and so this, yeah, for those of you who have migraines on a daily basis or like a weekly basis, like I don't miss those days, and I am so sorry. So I'm not sure what's going on with us right now, but I got another migraine. So they ended up just doing leftover chili with some cheesy garlic bread last night. And then Gran had snuck in some surprise cereal. So they had a bowl of that for a snack. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at, getting you guys caught up to date. We will for lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a sneak peek for lunch. We're gonna do just leftover chicken parmesan. That cheese on that batch got a little toasty when I cooked it the first time. So we're just gonna heat that really low and slow, and then we're gonna heat that up with a pot of green beans, some canned carrots, and then a container of canned potatoes that I already had done up from earlier last summer. So that's what's for lunch, and then dinner. Our month has been weird. Every Sunday we've had something going on this month, which is very unusual for us. Normally Sundays we just hang out here at the house. So we do have that tonight, where we'll have dinner with our friends and family at that event. So that's where we're at for this week. We're gonna get ready for church and get our day going. So thank you guys for joining me on this video, and we'll see you as we wrap up our February Pantry Challenge next week. Bye.